Hi everyone, as a general rule, I don't comment on American politics in my vlogs. I don't find American politics interesting. It's quite frankly a bad system of government, and I'm quite frankly surprised it lasted this long. If you want to know why it's a bad system of government, message me, I'll tell you, but I might do a video on it someday, I don't know. Anyway, last night I had a case of insomnia, so I was flipping through the channels, and I saw something that I kind of thought that I may have been watching the news from the 1800s, and that was Utah was executing someone by firing squad. And at first I thought, I must be very tired and I must be hearing this the wrong way, but no. Then I read an article on CNN.com that compared killing someone by firing squad with shooting squirrels, and saying that that part of cop's job is to shoot people, and he just got lucky that he got to do one through firing squad. I won't get into why that attitude is wrong in so many ways in a democratic society, and why devaluing human life is not good. I think people don't need to go into that. But I wanted to talk about a few issues when it comes to the American death penalty. I think there's some issues that need to be explored with it, and as a Canadian, I love pointing those issues out. Now, the death penalty was suspended in the United States because it constituted cruel and unusual punishment. It was later reinstated as long as there was mechanisms in place to make sure that it wasn't used wantonly or randomly. And the problem is that those mechanisms really don't work. If you look at the offenders sentenced to death and executed, 56% of them are black, 35% of them are white. If you look at the victims, only 15% are black, 77% are white. If you look at those which do not seek the death penalty, cases that the death penalty could be sought but are not sought for, you'll see the number of white people who do not kill white people, or white people who kill white people. The death penalty is not sought for various reasons. Another very interesting thing is that most people see that those who are more wealthy do not get the death penalty as opposed to those who are poor, who have to rely on some sort of public defender or public defender's office or legal aid in some sort, which in many cases are not equipped to handle death penalty cases. An argument put forward by a lot of the proponents of the death penalty is that it's a deterrent for murder. The problem is that if you look at those states with the highest murder rates, they also have the most executions. So in some ways it's not a deterrent. There is even an argument that if when the state executes people, that it acts as a devaluer for life in general, and the murder rate could increase. It's a sociological phenomenon. It deserves a little bit more exploring. I find it fascinating, but it's not the deterrent that the proponents claim it is. Another common argument is that it costs less than imprisonment for life. It costs about $2 million more to jail someone waiting for execution and executions than it does to keep them in jail for life. And there's a number of different reasons for that. The first is there's an automatic and exacerbated appeals process for the death penalty that is not there for sentences of life in prison without the chance of parole. There's a number of different other arguments I would put forward. Further, the death penalty says that we are giving up on rehabilitating as a primary focus of the justice system and are looking for retribution as a primary focus of the justice system. I think that that's not in fitting with the principles of natural justice, that everyone does deserve to have the possibility of being reformed. The other thing is that the death penalty is an easy way out. There are those who are killed through the death penalty often are killed fairly fast after a little bit of a wait time, and they don't really face what they did daily. They have a way out. The death penalty also in the United States is one of the few in the world that allows people who are under 18 when they commit their crimes to be executed. And if you want to know what the other countries are, there's 9 of them in the world, and that is China, the Democratic Republic of Congo, also known as Zaire, Iran, Nigeria, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, the Sudan, Yemen, and the United States. Listen to that list one more time. China, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Iran, Nigeria, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, the Sudan, Yemen, and the United States. Which of those countries really do not belong there? That's kind of the oddest club in the world to belong to. Further, if you take a look at the facts, Iran and the United States combined individually have executed more people than the rest of those countries combined. Really interesting. China is, generally speaking, the world leader when it comes to executions, doing over 1,000 a year. But they have very few juvenile executions compared to the United States and Iran. I'll put a link in the description box to the full report on the subject matter. There is also another common view is that there's a religious view to this, and that people see through the Christian Judeo faith that it is acceptable to have the death penalty. They do not fully understand the whole dynamics of the Torah. The rabbis of ancient Israel wasn't really going to rewrite the Torah to forbid it, but they created a legal system which made it almost impossible to execute people. And if you look through the Passion of Christ, you'll see the Jews come before Pilate, and Pilate says, why not put him to death under your own laws? And the Jewish authorities at the time says, well, we can't. We have no, it takes too long, it's too many rules. I'll put the verse where it says that in the description box as well. In the Passion, I believe it's the Passion of Matthew. And I want to end with a quote from the Anglican House of Bishops in Canada about the death penalty in their last pastoral letter on the issue. And it says, an important Christian conviction is that anything that increases general recognition within society of the infinite worth of the person will be a powerful agent in the ultimate protection of that society. If we value life as a state, life is valued in the citizens. That's my views on it. I know people don't agree with me, but that's my views. Thank you.